I am phenomenal. No, this is not Southpaw, but this is a contender, son. I already seen this trailer twice, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorite trailers. I am talking, of course, the trailer that has come out, Creed, the spin-off to the Rocky series that starred Michael B. Jordan. And wow, man, I just gotta say, I love me some boxing movies. I mean, you could do so much with boxing movies. There's a story to tell, and I mean, if you've seen I'm gonna have a video come out, and basically, I saw this documentary on Netflix called Champs. I mean, boxers who come in the ring who are heavyweight champs, middleweight champs, they all have a story, and boy, dude, I'm just pumped. I'm just pumped for this story. I just like Apollo Creed's son being trained by Rocky. Now I'm gonna be watching the trailer over again, so you can follow along if you want to. I have the trailer on my channel that's liked, on the homepage, or you can find it on YouTube. Just go Creed official trailer. Warner Brothers has it up, and this is a Warner Brothers picture. Now, Michael B. Jordan has teamed right back up with Ryan Coogler, and they did Fruitvale Salvation. That is a great movie. It's basically a true story about an incident that happened that deals with urban this guy and these cops, where it's just a real bad situation. How the cops, this one cop, it's not a spoiler. It happened. This cop pretty much shoots this kid, and he didn't do anything. He wasn't resisting arrest or anything like that. So that's a great movie. Go check it out. I don't think I ever reviewed it. It's really good. So Michael B. Jordan, that's where that name came out, and that's like, damn, this guy should be. This guy is really, really good. But we're talking about Creed, and I gotta say, with the Rocky movies, I like the Rocky movies. I'm just not an overly huge fan of the Rocky movies, I still don't understand why they give Rocky Balboa a fucking statue when this is not a real, this is not a real person, dude. It's based off Rocky Marciano, which he was a beast back in his day. But let's get started with the trailer. Enough of that. My insight. I'll talk more on Champs review. So we start off basically with Michael B. Jordan. And I believe his name is Addison Creed. Addison Creed. And this is Apollo Creed's son. And Michael B. Jordan looks really in shape. He's getting warmed up. He's getting hyped. He looks like he definitely adds some more weight. Definitely muscle. I like, his psyching himself out. He's getting ready. Because that's when you enter a fight. That's you gotta get yourself ready. You gotta get yourself pumped. Once you're in that cage, though, definitely it's a different experience. So, of course, it's by Warner Brothers, and we see a lot of things. You see Michael B. Jordan going into the gym, and if you notice, that is where Pacquiao trains, Freddie Roach's gym. Because you could totally tell, because you see the Filipino flag. It's Pacquiao's gym. I believe it's Pacquiao's gym. It looks like where Pacquiao trains, honestly. So Michael B. Jordan is training. He's talking to, I believe, like his uncle or somebody, and he's telling him like, this isn't for you, man. People die in this ring. Your daddy died in this ring. And it seems like Michael B. Jordan definitely has some resentment over Apollo Creed. Maybe Apollo wasn't, of course, I believe Michael was super young as a kid when Apollo died, so he never really had that father figure. So, and I think he's, he doesn't know him. He doesn't know his dad. So he feels resentment towards him for some reason, but we see a nice little landscape shot of the city. We see the boxing gym, of course. We see him just, wrapping his hands like all boxers do. We see him train. The training montages or the training situations are always the interesting part in there. And then we see him pretty much do the mitts. And mitts are basically when a person has these little pad things. They're called mitts. And you do combinations. We see him in the ring. I don't know if this is going to be his final fight, but we see him in the ring getting pumped, just jumping up and down, ready to fight. It's going to be interesting who he's going to fight, and it's going to be interesting who his counterpart's going to be, and how much, if they're going to make him a, one of those generic villains, boxing villains, or they're going to give him a little bit of a story. What I thought, too, what a great film is The Fighter, and I thought, with that one, that movie is amazing, but I was a little disappointed they didn't get Arturo Gotti in there. We see him with the speed bag. We see him just train, run. We see him talking to his, I believe, his mama. We just see a lot of training stuff, and then we see the love interest, and she's a singer in this, so that's gonna be an interesting little tie-in. I hope it doesn't focus too much on the love because I want to see what the best part of the end of this, like towards the end of this trailer, is. So we see him at a concert with this love interest. We see him in jail for some reason. Of course, he has regular clothes on, so I think he's. Let me see. I think he's just visiting somebody, honestly. So we see love interest. Yeah, maybe he got out of jail. It looks like he might have got out of jail because he has regular clothes on. I don't think, or maybe he's visiting somebody, whatever. So we see, and then this is where the trailer gets really good, and we see basically that epic fight between Rocky and Apollo, the 10th round. He's in Rocky's restaurant. Now, if you saw the last Rocky movie, I can't remember, I think it was just called Rocky Balboa. Rocky had a little restaurant and stuff. It's great that they're bringing in, of course, Sylvester Stallone produced this, so of course he's going to be wanting to be involved. But I do love this, because you already know. It's great when you're so invested because you know who Rocky Balboa is. So when you see this new character, Michael B. Jordan, who's Apollo Creed's son, and already has that, name to it, and then he's in an area where his daddy fought, there's respect between Rocky and Apollo, there's friendship, and that whole thing that happened in the Rocky series with those two. Well, this is what makes this moment so grand because it's so much weight to it, and that is when Rocky comes up to this kid and Michael B. Jordan's telling him, Sylvester Stallone, this is the 10th round, right? Wasn't there a third fight? And Rocky straight up tells him, how do you know that? And Michael B. Jordan turns to him, because I'm Apollo's son. I love that moment, Rocky's just confused. Man, Sylvester Stallone's getting old, man. He's getting old. He looks a little funny. I don't know if he's done a lot of cosmic. So we see some of the fight, I'm assuming the last fight of the movie, with him and this guy who has a bunch of tattoos, wearing yellow gloves. Yeah, it must be the last fight of the movie because, they're talking shit already. Well, you can see them move their mouths. And we see Rocky training with Michael B. Jordan. Basically, Rocky is the trainer. We see Michael B. Jordan with the love interest. This is definitely going to be for the belt. His fight, we see them when he's at the media and he's doing the interviews, the press. You see him and his opponent getting a fight. We see Rocky, we see Sylvester Stallone, being Rocky Balboa, the old Rocky Balboa. We see them train. You see him train more. What's cool? Oh no, you know what? Maybe that wasn't the last fight because at the end we see basically another Apollo. We see Michael B. Jordan wearing Apollo Creed's trunks, and I don't think in that previous fight we didn't see anything. So maybe he is coming up or he's a champ. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But there might be two fights in this film that's kind of major fights. But I don't know. I didn't see him fight the guy with the gold gloves. I didn't see what his trunks were, especially when he was walking out. So it might be he has Apollo Creed's trunks. So, but I'm assuming that's the last fight for the belt. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Quick. Because we do see a shot of basically them touching gloves. Okay. No, there's two fights. It's not. There's two. I think there's going to be two major spotlighted fights in here. There's one fight with him and this guy with gold or yellow gloves, and the second fight, I believe, is the last fight now with him and Apollo Creed trunks fighting this guy with. This guy with black gloves. So it's a different opponent, and he doesn't have tattoos. So I think there's going to be two highlighted big fights in this film, and then maybe some montage fights. That is. Oh, I gotta say, Lupe Fiasco, man, my man Lupe Fiasco on the track for this trailer just makes it more, gets you more pumped up. We see a dude spitting out fire for some reason. And then, we just see him training more. We got people, he's running. He's like booking it. He's like running. And we see people on little dirt bikes and a four-wheeler and behind him. He's digging deep. And then I also love this last line by Sylvester Stallone, pretty much saying he's looked Apollo Creed's son, Michael B. Jordan's looking in the mirror, shadow boxing a little bit, and Rocky's like, hey, he's like, oh no, he's basically telling him, listen, man, oh no, that's all. I'm just gonna say it regularly. He's pretty much telling them basically, hey, the real opponent is you, not your actual another fighter or anything. It's you. You're the real opponent. You're fighting yourself. That's the biggest challenge. So I like that line. I like this trailer. I think this trailer is great. I think Creed, the movie, looks like a real contender. It has that Fruitvale Salvation look to it. It's Ryan Coogler's movie. Michael B. Jordan's going to bring something to it. You have the nostalgia factor with Rocky Balboa, but it looks like Sylvester Stallone is really taking this very, very seriously. And just the overall look of the film, the overall, just, the storyline, the little plot that we get, Michael B. Jordan, the son of Apollo Creed, asking Rocky to train him. He has me, of course, it's a typical, you're going to have that same formula when it comes to the boxing movies, and that's fighting the champ or getting to where the champ is. So I mean, this looks really good. I'm looking so forward to this film. It has me really anticipated. Southpaw looks great with Jake Gyllenhaal. But I think this definitely the nostalgia factor plays a bigger role in here. But Southpaw is definitely a more original work. Southpaw kind of reminds me of The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale, and that was a fantastic movie. I mean, the more boxing movies, the better. I absolutely love boxing films. I think it's just. It's just great. I did like the last Rocky Balboa. A lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. I didn't find it too bad. So. And of course, there's a lot of boxing movies out there. I think I'm going to do a top 10 someday of the best boxing films. It's going to be a little bit of surprise to you of what I picked, because there is a lot of boxing films out there. And I think there's a lot of boxing films that nobody has really kind of seen. So, I mean, they all just say, oh, just Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. I've seen Rocky. Well, there's actually a couple in my mind that actually could top Rocky. So, maybe I'll do something like that. But right now, I am absolutely enjoying this trailer. I think it's great. I think the casting's great. I thought, Michael B. Jordan was going to be Apollo Creed, like a prequel. I'm glad they didn't go that route. I'm glad they just, kept going, because I don't want to see a prequel of Apollo Creed. I want to see a continuation and a spin-off, and I think this is a great idea. So, thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe if you want to. Please like the video if you want to. And you know what? I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Are you guys looking forward to this? I am absolutely looking forward to this film. I just can't wait. I think it's going to be great. So, thank you guys for listening, and Dan the Man is out.